Hey there, Saki here from Saki Tech, and in today's video we'll do an unboxing of the new Mi 5X sent over to me by gearbest.com. After we unbox the Mi 5X, we'll turn it on and take a look at the software interface and do an overall review of everything. Of course, before we dive in, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also if you use Instagram and Twitter, follow me on both at Saki Tech Online. So let's crack the box open and reveal the price. And as you can see, that is the new Mi 5X, which I'll be calling the 5X henceforth for the sake of ease. There's no question that this phone looks gorgeous in its full metal unibody encasing. It's almost identical to an iPhone 7 Plus, and as you can observe, we have a dual camera on the rear with a dual LED flash, and the rear fingerprint sensor is placed under the camera and centered, giving it a nice and symmetrical look. And just so you know, this phone does come with a wall charger and a USB Type-C cable for charging as far as accessories go. No earphones are included with this model. Now going back to the cameras, both of these cameras are in fact 12 megapixels each, with the primary camera having an aperture of f2.2 and the secondary telephoto camera having an aperture of f2.6. And this secondary camera is also capable of 2x optical zoom, which is a nice option to have. If we turn the phone around, and don't worry, we'll actually turn the phone on in a minute, but if we turn it around, you'll be met with a 5.5-inch 1080p display, which brings the pixels per inches to 401. Other quick specs you need to know about this phone are that it has a Snapdragon 635 processor with 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of internal storage. The battery capacity is 3080 mAh, which will offer a full day of average use. If you go too heavy, it'll probably end sooner, but if you keep it light to medium, you'll probably get a full day of well-rounded use. On the left side of the phone, we have a dual SIM tray with a slot reserved for a micro SD card that allows for an additional 128 GB of storage if required. On the bottom, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, a USB Type-C connector, which is great, as well as a single non-stereo speaker. On the right side, we have the standard power button and a volume rocker. And finally, on the top, which might please some people, we have an infrared sensor. Now let's take a look at the front. At the bottom, we have the capacitive touch buttons. From left to right, they are recent apps, home button, and the back button. And on the top, we have a front-facing 5-megapixel camera, which gets the job done for taking basic selfies and video conferencing. Now let's power this on, and then let's do a tour of the software interface. Alright, so here it is. Let's try to turn it on, see what happens. So I just press the power button. Let's move away and see what happens. There we go. We have a Mi logo. Fantastic. It's a black screen with a Mi logo. Let me do a quick fast forward till we see something that's more than just a logo. And alright, there's some activity. There's the white screen. And we have something else coming up. That looks very good. Let me do a light adjustment. Alright, so that looks a little bit better. Let's tap on that next button to continue with the setup process. So far, I like what I see. I like that interface. It's asking for me to pick a language. Let's go with English right there. And then tap on next. Alright, it wants me to connect to a network, so let me connect to my Wi-Fi network. Let me put my password in. All done. Let's go next. And it's asking for me to accept some terms and conditions. Just accept those for now. Checking for a SIM card. We do not have that. Let me try to just skip this step by tapping on next. It wants me to add a fingerprint. We're going to skip that for now. Let's just disable all these settings, location settings, wallpaper settings, and all that good stuff. Update automatically. Let's keep that on. Click next. Oh, it wants you to choose a theme. So we have a bunch of themes here. We can go by the Rose theme if you want. What else do we have here? We have the High Life theme over there. Let's tap on it. That looks nice. We have the Ocean Breeze. And then we have, what else do we have? We have a pink blush theme. So I can pick any one of these themes. Let me go by Ocean Breeze. I like that one. Let me tap back on the capacitive key and click next. And it says setup complete. You're ready to rock. I'll tell you one thing, that was a very quick setup process. Remember, this is a Chinese phone, so there's no Google. What they use is they use Baidu and stuff like that. So the setup skipped all that nonsense and it was very quick, lightning fast. And now we get to take a look around. I'll tell you one thing, I like that clean look. The nice icons, nice fonts. Let's go to the phone dialer. That's a very nice looking phone dialer. Let's go back out. Let's take a look at something else. Messages. Alright, pretty standard. Click OK. Let's tap on the new message. Okay, I do like that keyboard. I love that keyboard. And it's a nice, well-sized keyboard. Kind of like the iPhone's keyboard. What else do we have? We have the camera. Okay, so pretty standard interface. It's talking about the portrait mode, which works when you do a 2x zoom using that telephoto lens. Let's go back out. Let's look at the settings. I love going to the phone settings and digging in. Look at that. We have the display, nice animation, nice and smooth, by the way. Let's go to the display. Looks like we have a double tap screen to wake up feature if the screen is off. We can change the wallpapers from here. Go back. We have access to themes. We can go back to any of the themes that we did in the beginning. What's that high life theme? That looks pretty nice. Agree. Let's look around. Okay, so you can get one of these themes if you want. I'm sure you can download more if you wanted to. And the home screen looks pretty nice. Let's pinch the home screen and see what happens. Oh, that wasn't properly done. There we go. We pinched it. And let's pinch it one more time. Look at the bottom over there. It says themes, widgets, wallpapers, and effects. Let's tap on widgets. So that's how you add a widget to the screen. If you want to, you can scroll through the widgets just like that. I'm sure when you're ready, you just drag and drop it like any other Android phone. Again, you know, you've got the effects. So the effects is the scrolling effect. When you scroll to the left or right, you can choose this nice effects, different effects. So that's a nice thing to have. I remember a lot of LG phones have these things, but Samsung and other phones are letting them go away. I'm pretty sure HTC has it too. But that's a nice option to have, effects for scrolling. And what else do we have? Let's take a look at the notifications panel. Let's pull that thing down, see what that looks like. There we go. We can expand that for quick toggles. Very nice and smooth. So that's the regular notifications, and then we can pull down to expand for the rest of the notifications. By the way, this is Android Nougat 7.0. Look at that button. You can press that button and serve the same function as a pull down. All right. And then, of course, you can tap on the settings to go back into these settings. Fantastic. Let's also tap the Recent Keys button to bring up the multitasking pane. So it's a little different look than I'm used to, but I like it. Okay, so you have windows side by side, pull up to get rid, and tap X to kill them all. And of course, let's just go back into the settings and go to About Phone to verify that this is in fact Android 7.0 Nougat. So About Phone, tap on that a couple times, and boom, we've got the Nougat logo. So this phone is running Android 7.0, which is great. So for an approximate price point of $300, this phone is certainly worth considering if your budget is currently tight. The Snapdragon 635 CPU is a new mid to low range mobile processor released in 2017. It's not gonna give you great 3D gaming performance, but for everything else, for the daily smartphone user, it is perfect. The phone is overall snappy, launches apps quickly, runs apps smoothly, and just get things done without any hiccups. It does have 4 GB of RAM to handle multitasking as well. Now the image quality from the rear cameras is nothing compared to a Galaxy S8 or an iPhone 7 Plus, but that's why it is almost 60 to 70% cheaper. You can still go out and have a great photo shoot with your friends in daytime, but don't expect to get top-class low-light performance from the camera or razor-sharp images. Now the design of the phone is really pretty. In hand, it feels just as premium as an iPhone 7 Plus. The overall package is almost worth the $300, although I would wait for a price drop, and that price will drop soon. So it's a perfect phone for someone who wants a low-budget, premium-feeling smartphone that will do everything a smartphone is supposed to do with snappy performance for basic usage. But do not expect to play graphic-intensive 3D games without lag and stutter. The bottom line is there's nothing wrong with driving a Honda Civic if you cannot afford a BMW. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this video. Make sure to subscribe to Saki Tech and give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you use Twitter or Instagram, follow me on both at Saki Tech Online. Have a fantastic day.